50 years ago, on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1970, Elizabeth Montgomery welcomed us to a very special episode of Bewitched.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Montgomery. Welcome to Bewitched, next on ABC. Tonight's show was created in the true spirit of Christmas. The story was written by the 10th grade English class at Thomas Jefferson High School in Los Angeles. My friends at Oscar Mayer and Company and I feel it is a very special Bewitched, conceived in the image of innocence and filled with truth.
It was 1970, and the students in teacher Marcella Saunders' 10th grade English class at Los Angeles' Thomas Jefferson High School were struggling. According to Miss Saunders, the majority of students were neither reading nor writing at high school level and were having trouble completing assignments, often showing up to class with their homework incomplete. But the students loved Bewitched, often discussing the episode they had all watched the night before. This sparked an idea, and with the help of Assistant Superintendent of the Los Angeles Unified School District, Dr. Vanetta Whitaker, Ms. Saunders contacted William Asher and Elizabeth Montgomery and told them of the students' plight. Sympathetic to the situation, the Ashers took action and brought the entire class to the set at Columbia Studios in Hollywood on several occasions, where they learned about the technical aspects of creating a weekly television situation comedy. Scripts for various episodes were also sent to the school for classroom use, and according to Marcella Saunders, the results were remarkable. All of a sudden, kids who could never write before were writing 3 pages. Kids who could never read before were doubling up on scripts and fighting over who would portray Darren and Samantha. The students themselves were grateful as well, and decided to thank the Ashers for their kindness by surprising them with a script that they had written themselves. In it was the story of Tabitha, who meets a new friend and wishes they could be sisters. When told that they couldn't be because Tabitha is white and her friend Lisa is black, the girls end up with polka dot complexions, thanks to Tabitha's witchcraft. So impressed with the story and the script itself, William Asher contacted writer Barbara Avedon, who had written 4 prior episodes of Bewitched, and told her about it, stating that it was so good, all it needed was a minor rewrite. In an interview for the Bewitched book, author Herbie J Pilato spoke with Barbara Avedon in a most unusual location.
Barbara Avedon, I remember she went down and visited the school, and it was in really a disarray, and it wasn't impressive. There wasn't a lot of, I remember her saying, green grass or anything like that. These were, inner city kids, a mixture of all different cultures, which was really neat. African Americans, Spanish, white, Italian, whatever. And so they loved Bewitched, and they wanted to write an episode. So it's funny because I remember when I interviewed Barbara, she was doing a lot of different things, very, very busy, and so I had to interview her at her manicurist. Went to this salon in Venice, not Italy, but Venice, California. And so she was just lying on this chair as she's having this conversation with me as she's having her nails done. So she's telling me about how she visited the school and the class and the kids, and she told them, I don't like to be rewritten, and I don't want to rewrite you, but I think if we work together we can come up with something amazing. And they did. She said she asked them what was special about Bewitched. Why did they think it was special? And one kid stood up and he says, well, Samantha loves Darren and Darren loves Samantha, and they're just so different. And they spoke and they said what the message was, the main message of the differences between these 2 characters and how it didn't matter. So Barbara was very impressed with that, and because it was so, I remember her saying it was so infested with the spirit of Christmas, they decided to make it a Christmas story.
Once the script was completed and production was to begin on the episode, the class was involved in every aspect of the process by attending story conferences, production meetings, and rehearsals throughout the week. Erin Murphy portrayed Tabitha and recalls the process.
The main difference started right at the table read, because instead of our little group of cast and crew, we had all the students from the high school there and their teacher, so it was a huge group of people. They all had their own director's chairs that said writer on the back, and it was a great week. We didn't usually have an audience there while we were filming, but they were there throughout the week, and you know, it was just one of those special episodes that people talk about all the time, and you know, given everything that's still going on, I think it's still relevant today.
Vanetta Rogers, now known as Vanetta Rowles, the daughter of Dr. Vanetta Whitaker, who was instrumental in getting the ball rolling, portrayed Lisa and remembers the experience as one that she will always cherish and describes it as one of the most delightful and fun moments of her life. The role of Dorothy Wilson was portrayed by Janee Michelle.
It is so hard to believe that it's 50 Christmases ago that the children of Jefferson High School created this wonderful Sisters at Heart episode. I am grateful to have been part of that project. I know that if our friend and fellow actor Don Marshall were here, he would say how proud he too was of being part of this wonderful episode. I thank the kids for coming up with this idea. It's like all of the adults didn't think of it, but the children kept thinking, hey, where am I? And I'm happy that they thought that and they followed through on it. So congratulations. Thank you for making me a part of that project, and I love it.
To promote this landmark episode of Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery made a rare talk show appearance on The Merv Griffin Show on December 18, 1970, to tell the story of these young people who had become such an important part of her life. Elizabeth explained that the money that the students were paid for their script was donated to a fund that provided new equipment and teaching aids for their classrooms, and also gave them a new feeling of achievement. Sisters at Heart would go on to be awarded the Special Governor's Award by the Hollywood chapter of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences at the local ceremony held at the Hollywood Palladium on March 21, 1971. The Emmy was given to teacher Marcella Saunders, the first non-professional to win the award, established in 1961, for her initiative and resourcefulness in using television to motivate her class, and the students received certificates acknowledging their achievement. In a 1991 interview with film historian Ronald Haver, Elizabeth Montgomery spoke about Sisters at Heart, which she referred to as the polka dot episode.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Do I? Yes. Well, yes. I love the Christmas one with the polka dots, with the little black girl and Tabitha. When Tabitha got the black polka dots and she got the white ones. I thought that was kind of neat. And actually, that one, if memory serves, was the one that the Jefferson High School kids helped write. And they loved the show, and they would come onto the set. She'd bring them on, and finally they said, well, can we write one? And we said, sure, go ahead. So they came up with the idea, and they wrote the script, and, we helped them with it, but, they did it.
50 years later, the story is unfortunately still too relevant. But the experience provided these students from Thomas Jefferson High School a lifetime of memories and the motivation to succeed.